the ones, you know, that would stay together with you in the end, you know. So I think that the team that I have right now is very well selected, not only musical wise, because of course I believe they are the best ones, but also personal wise. And that's also a very important side of the work, you know. It's a good relationship, and everybody knows that a bad relationship can ruin everything.
If we speak about real music concretely, Time to Be Free is also on your last record, the name of one song. Do you think that this song can be taken like a musical summary of this album?
Of the album, definitely, absolutely, because it's a song that varies from many different styles to another. So it starts in one way, and then it develops to another way, and then in the middle there is a completely different thing, and then it comes back to the first idea again. And it's a very long song with many changes, like tempo changes and key changes and everything. It can be either aggressive and melodic at the same time. It can be impressive. It can be atmospheric, pretty much. So I think it's a perfect combination of pretty much everything I've done so far. And it's a good summary, yes. You got the point.
And do you think that it's a little dangerous, maybe, to focus people on just one song of the record? Because if they listen just this only song, and no, it's not really good, they don't see all the other songs.
Yes. We try to avoid that. That's why this album is so much varied, and it starts with right away with a sort of a classical piece, and then it develops into a speed melodic kind of style. And right after that, there is more straight ahead kind of a heavy metal song, but also with some ethnical elements. And then we have everything in this album. It's a succession of many different elements and many different styles within the album. But all of them, I believe, they match together. They make sense together. They are like book chapters, you know. So there's a reason for them to be there, and there's also a reason for them to be in such a running order, because it's basically telling the concept of the album. And for me, it's very important to have a concept in the album, because it helps us out to write about it, write the lyrics, and to somehow make them link together and to make a complete piece of art in the end.
And we speak just before of the idea of sum up. Can we say that this album is a sum up of Angra and Shaman of your career before?
I think it is. It is a sum up from Viper to Angra, from Angra to Virgo, from Virgo to Shaman, and besides the new André Matos, which is looking towards the future. There are some things in this album that have never been done before, and that was the biggest challenge actually, because it's too many ingredients for a recipe, you know, and not so easy to put them together and to mix them together. So that's why I think I must credit pretty much the producers' work, because they understood pretty well what I wanted from this album, and they worked it out together, and they found a very perfect balance between all of those elements and all those things, that nothing is really excessive and nothing's also missing. So still the album is pretty powerful and punchy, but you can listen to all of the details, and it's all pretty much connected within. So I'm very satisfied. I think it's probably a good sign of evolution, musical-wise talking. After all those years, you know, that you were able to make an album like that now, because I always tried to do it before and succeeded here and there, you know, sometimes yes, sometimes not. But if I look back to my old stuff, you know, I can tell now that I could have done many things in a different way. But in this album now, I think we pretty much came pretty close to this idea, you know, of how to assemble those all those elements together, which is a very hard task, you know, because other metal bands, they either go one side or they either go another side. Either it's too simple or it's too complicated. You know, and the mid-term is the most difficult thing to work with.
There are different influences on this record, and a song like Unleashed Away, How Long Unleashed Away, makes me think of the band Head Guy. It's my point of view. You listen those heavy bands, or what are your influences in general?
Well, Head Guy is a band that I like a lot, and they are my friends, and I listen. Therefore, I listen to their music, sure. And my musical influences come from the 80s, basically. You know, that's when I grew up listening to heavy metal, and of course, I'm not talking about classical music, which is another side of my musical life. But talking about rock, I would say, you know, I started up listening to rock when I was 11 or 12 years old, and when I was 13, I already joined my first band, Viper. So it was always something that was, you know, walking together with me, and my biggest influences come from that times, the late 80s, when bands like Judas Priest or Iron Maiden or Accept or Queensryche, Black Sabbath, everybody was around and was very active, and Ozzy, Scorpions, and everybody was there. So that's where I took most of my first influences from, and I think a song like How Long, for instance, it is pretty much a straightforward heavy metal typical song, of course with some modern touches and with my own characteristics to it, but it reminds me a lot of those times with Priest or Maiden, you know, in the late 80s. It's the same kind of beat, and that was what I had in mind when actually I was doing the song. And the song, curiously